Welcome to the FBAA's Top Broker Podcast for mortgage brokers looking to take their business to the next level with your host, Joshua Vecchio.
And today we have Kirsty Dunphey, based in Tasmania, a multi-award winning broker, including the FBAA Broker of the Year. In this episode, we're going to look at why communication is so important and how you can use it to increase your referrals. So let's jump in. Kirsty, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Kirsty, let's start off with a quick snapshot of you and your business.
Okay, so I am an ex-real estate agent, 20 odd years, and I've been broking now for 4 years. So we have a small boutique firm in the very, very sunny capital of Launceston. And with a small team, we deal with sort of most different aspects, but my real area of specialty is just pure residential, quite a lot of investment properties down here in Tassie. That's my background. I'm a passionate property investor. And I'm still on the learning curve of only being 4 years new into the industry.
So Kirsty, what do you love about investors?
I love people, whether they're investors or not, whether they're an investor, a first-home buyer or a retiree, I love people that are making conscious decisions about their financial future. That gets me really excited. And that's something that I'll try and instill into any client I work with, even if they don't come to me with that sort of mentality, because that's why I do the job. I want to help people live their best financial lives. And so if somebody's already there and they're already on that train, which a lot of investors are, that's fantastic. And if they're not, then I want to help them get there.
And I know one of your niches is the investor market. What has that sort of done for your business?
I guess it's meant that we do get a lot of referral clients, but also a lot of repeat from the same people. So I work with a lot of younger investors who are just at the beginning of building their portfolios. So it's been really nice to see the same clients and help them buy their second or third, fourth, even fifth investment property. That's been beautiful, and just to help them along that journey as we go. So that's been really nice. And also just to, I guess, impart a little bit of my experience having been an investor over the years, and before I was a mortgage broker, having, my loans were a train wreck with the way that they were structured and all of that sort of stuff. So I guess just being able to pass on the things that I've learned from my experience as far as the things I did well, but then also the things that definitely could have been done better if I'd had the help of a good broker during that time.
It sounds like rate is not your focus, rather structure. Explain this a little bit more in detail.
So no, rate's definitely not the main focus. It's more about how we can achieve the best outcome for the client. So is this client looking to, what phase are they in? Are they in super huge acquisition phase? Are they, consolidating? Are we paying down debt? Where are we at? And how do we structure the debt so that it works really well for the client and is easy for them to understand, but also really effective tax-wise? So to that end, we work in with accountants quite a lot. But then also, how is it, structured so that the accountant doesn't come back and scream at me at tax time? Because, one of my big mistakes was that I just had one rather large loan, with all my properties cross-collateralized underneath it. So sometimes it's a matter of getting people that are in those structures and helping them sort of extract themselves from that at the same time. So it's definitely not all rate driven. Yes, you have to have your head across rate, and it's definitely a factor, but so many of the people that we deal with down here in Tassie as well don't have access to every lender and every rate. We have a wide variety of postcodes that we operate in. There's a lot of people with different types of employment down here, a lot of contract employment. So it definitely isn't all about rate.
So why is it that your clients refer to you quite a lot? What is it that you're doing differently?
There's a few things that we're doing differently, but the first thing it just harks back to my old real estate days. So the disadvantages that we had coming into the industry were that we didn't come from a banking or a finance background. So there were a lot of, deficiencies in our learning that we needed to get up to speed with. But the beauty of real estate is that real estate agent teaches you to ask for referrals, to ask for testimonials, to ask for people to pass on your name and details. So that comes really, really naturally to me. So there's about 4 different points within our process where I'm actively asking for referrals. It might be face-to-face, but a lot of it's just in our communication, just letting people know that it is okay to refer to us. I had quite a lot of clients at the beginning saying, I know you're so busy. Is it okay if I send someone to you? And that's when I realized that I had to tweak that process. But also it's about just providing a service experience that means that people don't come to you because they want you to shop the best rate for them. They come to you because they want you to handle the process for them, to get the deal done and to give them the right advice. That was probably the biggest learning curve for us as new brokers, was that we thought it was probably a lot more about rate than it was actually going to be. It was the real difference in our service. I mean, anyone can go to any broker and pretty much get the same products. What it comes down to for us in terms of why people want to refer us is that communication level that we have with the clients and also with the agents. That's been a big thing for me. Coming from an ex-real estate background, I remember how ill-informed the real estate agent is by banks and by brokers predominantly. Like the real estate agent's the one who's sort of left hanging out there. The finance clause is ticking down and they have no idea where things are at. So we get a lot of referrals from real estate agents as well, just by keeping them informed, just by letting them know where we're at in the process with the client's permission, of course. So, yeah, I think the reason we get referrals is twofold. One, because we ask for them, and B, because we provide a level of service that makes us memorable and makes the client feel looked after.
And one of the things you've said is that the biggest lesson you learned was when clients were asking for a progress status update. Why is that?
If a client asks me for a status update, I've missed the mark. So our entire philosophy around communication with clients is that you update a client and then you tell them when they're going to get the next update from you. And even if you have no update at that stage, I mean, any broker listening to this has been in a position where you've been chasing the lender, chasing them, and you just don't have an update. The most important email or phone call you can make to a client is the one that says, I haven't got anything yet. I've been chasing and chasing. I'm going to keep chasing and I'm going to update you on this date sooner if I hear anything sooner. You look through my email, if you search for that phrase, sooner if I hear anything sooner, it's probably written a million times in my email because it's just my standard. I'm going to update you on this date sooner if I hear anything sooner. And it sets the expectation from the client. That's what I'm going to hear from them next. Okay, I don't need to worry about anything until then. Kirsty's got it in hand. My broker's got it all sorted. And provided you have a good system for actually making sure you do the follow-up on that day, and I usually just diarise to contact them the day before. That way I'm always ahead of the game. I'm always doing that whole, promising this amount but then delivering more. So under promise and over deliver. As long as you've got that system sorted out, you really can't go wrong with your client communication. But definitely in the early days, it was like this client was asking me for an update and I'm like, I've missed the mark there. I've missed the opportunity to do that. So that's something that our whole team really works towards doing, communication in just one simple way.
So how has this affected the phone calls in?
I don't get phone calls in from my current clients. And the reason is we do all of our updates by email unless the client for a particular reason doesn't have email or is older or, has issues in that respect. But the clients know, and I set that expectation with them at the first meeting. I advise them that all of the emails are going to come to them, all of the updates are going to come to them via email. I'm going to explain to them when the next email is coming, when the next advice is coming. I like to call and do approval calls in person, obviously, because they're a super fun one to do. But clients don't call me for updates. They very, very rarely email me for updates. And it's just because I've set that expectation up front and just cut out their stress levels, but also cut out my stress levels. Like there's nothing worse than getting to the end of the day and still having 10 phone calls to return from clients who are stressed about, where things are at. I mean, every part of our communication is designed around just giving the client the expectation of when they're going to hear from us next. So today, sitting in my draft for the deals that we've submitted today, I think 3 deals have gone into the bank today. And so I'll have 3 emails there that I'll tailor and tweak tonight for that exact client. But it just tells them, okay, well, we're in with Commonwealth. And so we're going to be about this many days before we hear back from them. I'm going to chase them here and I'll come back to you at this stage. So there's all those emails there and it starts right from that first, as soon as the client sends us their information to prepare their loan application up, they get an email back that says, okay, this is what we're working on at the moment. These are the most common things which are, we're finding are giving us concerns with assessors with applications at the moment. Have a look through them for your situation and you'll hear back from us on X day.
Love it. Kirsty, thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
My big 3 takeaways this episode was 1, know your niche. 2, clients refer to those who ask. And 3, constant communication is key to success. So these were my big 3. What about you? Visit our website and subscribe to our free weekly newsletter at topbroker.com.au. See you next time.